Hi boys and girls, I'm back. I'm sorry about last night, but we were gone looking for a new car, so I didn't get home until late, and I knew you would all be in bed. So tonight I'm going to read 2 books again, and I hope you're still out there. And if Jordan's out there, welcome and hi. So the first one I'm going to read is There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bell. And I'll bet you all of you have heard that one. Can you see it? Yep. And this is by Lucille Calandro. There was an old lady who swallowed a bell. How it jingled and jangled and tickled as well. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. I wish she'd tell. A funny lady. I don't know how she could do that. That's definitely a no-no. Don't ever try it. There was an old lady who swallowed some bows. Soft as the snow were those velvety bows. She swallowed the bows to tie up the bell that jingled and jangled and tickled as well. See it? Pretty illustrations. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. I wish she'd tell. There was an old lady who swallowed some gifts. It gave her a lift to swallow the gift. Boy, you'd think she would be huge. She swallowed the gifts to go with the bows. She swallowed the bows to tie up the bell that jingled and jangled and tickled as well. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. I wish she'd tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a sack. It was easy to pack, a very big sack. Cute. She swallowed the sack to hold all the gifts. She swallowed the gifts to go with the bows. She swallowed the bows to tie up the bell that jiggled and jangled and tickled as well. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. I wish she'd tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a sleigh. What a ton it weighed, that shiny red sleigh. Wow, now I don't believe she could do that, do you? Look at that. She does a crazy lady. She swallowed the sleigh to carry the sack. She swallowed the sack to hold all the gifts. She swallowed the gifts to go with the bows. She swallowed the bows to tie up the bell that jingled and jangled and tickled as well. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. I wish she'd tell. Goodness gracious, there's even a car there. I could use a car as a gift. There was an old lady who swallowed some reindeer. They were in full flight gear, those soaring reindeer. Oh boy. She's a riot. She swallowed the reindeer to steer the sleigh. See? She swallowed the sleigh to carry the sack. She swallowed the sack to hold all the gifts. She swallowed the gifts to tie with the bows. She swallowed the bows to tie up the bell that jingled and jangled and tickled as well. I don't know why she swallowed a bell. Say it. I wish she'd tell. Then the old lady needed a treat. She thought a candy cane would be very sweet. And when she heard a jolly ho ho ho, she knew it was time for her to go. Uh-oh. You know who's coming. So she whistled loudly, and soon by her side was Santa Claus, waiting for a ride. That's funny. Happy holidays to all. That's cute, huh? Up on the housetop, see? Look at all these other books. Have you all heard all those swallowed things? Swallowed this and swallowed that. I like those books. There was an old lady who swallowed a bell. Okay. Now, I'm hearing that we're going to get lots of snow this weekend. So, Dylan asked me to read Frosty the Snowman. And I wanted to get like a big book, Frosty the Snowman, with pop-outs, you know. But it didn't happen. Uh-oh, somebody's calling. And down here, we're going to, oh dear. Anyway, so I did go, and I found this Frosty the Snowman. It's a golden book. So I hope you're listening, Dylan, Stone, D-Bob. This is Frosty the Snowman. And you all know this story, don't you? It all started with the snow, the first snow of the season, which may be this weekend, I hear. As every child knows, there's a certain magic to the very first snow. And when it falls on the day before Christmas, something wonderful is bound to happen. Looks almost like a gingerbread house, doesn't it? Children, back to your seats, cried the teacher. The snow can I'm sorry, it's dark in here. The snow can wait. I've heard Professor Hindle to... Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn on some more light. Hold on. YaYa's silly tonight. Okay, let's try this now. See if that works, okay? Let's start over. Or we'll just go back to the teacher. Children, back to your seats, called the teacher. The snow can wait. I've hired Professor Hinkle, the magician, to entertain us for our Christmas party. Unfortunately, Professor Hinkle was just about the worst magician in the world. And so I put the eggs into my magic hat, said Professor Hinkle. Abracadabra. And voila, the eggs have turned into a mess. Where is my rabbit? Hocus Pocus, where are you? He didn't know that the rabbit, Hocus Pocus, was hiding in the hat. It's the teacher and Professor Hinkle. The only thing this hat is good for is the trash can, said Professor Hinkle. But the hat didn't stay in the trash for long. The hat, with Hocus Pocus underneath, hopped out the door. That was when the bell rang. The children were free for the Christmas holiday. Cute. Hey, look at the snow, cried the children as they ran outside. They worked together to build the very first snowman of the season. Once the children had given him eyes, a nose, and a mouth, it was time to name him. How about Frosty? Asked Karen. My name is Karen, by the way. Frosty the Snowman. The children danced around Frosty as they sang about his button nose and his eyes made of coal. Come back here, you, cried Professor Hinkle, chasing Hocus Pocus. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew the hat onto Frosty's head. Boy, that is a beautiful snowman. I haven't made a snowman in so many years. Happy birthday, said the snowman. Karen gasped and said, that hat brought Frosty to life. It must be magic. When Professor Hinkle heard that he wanted the hat back. But it's not yours anymore, protested Karen. This hat will make me a millionaire, said the greedy magician, taking his hat back. Hocus Pocus felt that the hat really did belong to Frosty, so he hopped back to Frosty and the children as fast as he could to return the magic hat. That is a beautiful snowman. Happy birthday, said Frosty again as soon as the hat was placed on his head. Hey, I said my first words. I'm alive. What a neat thing to happen to a nice guy like me. The magic hat made Frosty dance around. The children cheered, so Frosty began to laugh and play with them. There had never been such a wonderful winter day. He's got corncob pipe and a button nose. When the sun peeked out from behind the clouds, Frosty exclaimed, "Oh, I'm all wishy-washy. I'm starting to melt." The children knew they needed to take Frosty somewhere where he'd never melt, like the chilly North Pole. They decided to go to the railroad station and find a train for Frosty. "Let's have a parade through town," shouted Frosty. "Come on, kids, follow the leader." All too soon it was time for the train and Frosty to leave. "I'll go with you, Frosty," said Karen. "I'm sure I'll be back in time for supper." Karen, Frosty, and Hocus Pocus jumped into a refrigerated boxcar on a train headed north. No one saw Professor Hinkle sneak under the train car and hold on. Oh boy, that is really dangerous. These books are dangerous, aren't they? Look at him. That's definitely a no-no too. A refrigerated boxcar is a splendid way to travel. Splendid, that is, if one is a snowman or a furry-coated rabbit. But for a little girl like Karen, it was just too cold. So when the freight train made a stop, Frosty made them all get out. No one saw Professor Hinkle jump off too. Frosty took Karen and Hocus Pocus to a wooded glen where they found animals decorating the trees for their big celebration. They knew Santa Claus was coming that night. After Hocus Pocus spoke to the animals, they agreed to build a campfire to keep Karen warm. But it didn't take long for Professor Hinkle to catch up with the friends. Aw, I think Frosty's gonna melt. "Get on my shoulders, Karen," cried Frosty. Frosty, since he was made of snow, was the fastest belly whopper in the world. So soon he and Karen were sliding down a hill, leaving that greedy Professor Hinkle far behind. At the bottom of the hill was a tiny greenhouse for growing tropical poinsettias for Christmas. It was the perfect place for Karen to stay warm. "Frosty, you'll melt in here," warned Karen. "I'll only stay inside for a minute," Frosty reassured her. But that nasty Professor Hinkle caught up with them once again. He locked the door, trapping the friends inside. Aw. The greenhouse is really warm. That's where you grow plants and stuff. That night, Hocus Pocus led Santa Claus to the greenhouse to save Frosty. But by then, poor Frosty had melted completely. "Don't cry, Karen," said Santa kindly. "Frosty's not gone for good. You see, he was made out of Christmas snow. You can bet your boots that when a good, jolly December wind kisses it, I'll turn into Christmas snow all over again. Just watch. Santa opened the door, and when the wind whirled in and out, Frosty was back. See, back. Santa was about to place the magic hat on Frosty's head when Professor Hinkle shouted, "I want that hat, and I want it now." Santa replied, "If you touch that hat, I'll never bring you another Christmas present. You go home right now and write, 'I am very sorry for what I did to Frosty.' Write it 100 zillion times. Woo. Then maybe, just maybe, you'll find something in your stocking tomorrow morning." Professor Hinkle was very sorry indeed. He ran straight home to start writing. He's kind of an old guy to have to write lines. "Happy birthday," said Frosty once more. Karen was happy to see her friend again, but now it was time to go home. Santa put Karen in his sleigh and promised her that he would take Frosty back to the North Pole with him. Karen hated to say goodbye to Frosty, but Santa said that Frosty could return every year with the magical Christmas snow. Frosty waved goodbye as he hurried on his way. He shouted a promise to return the following Christmas, and every year he did just that. Merry Christmas. So now, before you go to bed, you can have your mommy and daddy sing Frosty the Snowman with you, because that was a good book. And maybe we can all go outside and build a snowman this weekend. And if I go outside and build one, I'll take you guys out and show you. Would that be cute? I'm kind of old to build them, though, but that'd be okay. So, you guys have a good night tonight. Let me think what I'm going to say. I have a lot of new books, and if you have any suggestions for a book, write it in the comments. And again, I say Mary, Mary, Dylan, Devin, Chippy, Jack, Natty, Lila, Lucy, Lincoln, Jordan, maybe, if he's out there, and anybody else that's out there, Jane, Sean, David. That's a lot of kids, and I'd like to see all of you listening. So we had a book fair this week at school, at Lila and Lucy and Jack and Natty's school. So maybe we'll get another new Christmas book for Yaya to read. I will be back tomorrow night, same time, same station. And I love you all. You sleep good, and you're all part of my heart. Good night.